Welcome back here at Maine Memorial Stadium. We're getting ready to start the second half of play between the Fenton Bison and your Maine East Blue Demon football team here on the opening game of football season. And we have a score in. Pleased to tell you all watching that Maine East Varsity Girls Volleyball defeated Leyden Township High School. But our focus here is on the gridiron here as we get ready for the third quarter of play. Fenton has, they currently have a 29-0 lead over the Blue Demons. And it's really the game has come down to two factors. Offensively, the Blue Demons have had success. They've moved the ball, but a series of miscues, penalties, pre-snap penalties, drop passes, have prevented them from scoring, even though they've had some good yardage on the ground and in the air. Defensively for the Blue Demons, it's about stopping one man, and that is number 34 for Fenton, Ethan Doliente. Doliente has been the story for the Fenton offense. That and their high tempo has really kept the Blue Demons on their heels. A lot of the Blue Demon players play both ways. And because Fenton won the toss and received the kickoff in the first quarter, that means for the third quarter, it starts with the Blue Demons as Mendoza kicks, and it is fielded by number 2 of Maine East. Takes it up to about the 27-yard line. Juan Cabrales on the return. First and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Still overcast and cloudy and windy, but has not really rained all that much, so which is good. Our broadcast has continued to keep going as we continue play. First down and 10. I realize it's quarterback Devitt, not DeVitt, so Devitt looks things over out of the gun. He's going to take it, hand off to number 9. Bobowick gains maybe a yard on the play, maybe 2 yards. About a yard on the play, call it second down and 9. Michael Bobowick had the play of the game for the Blue Demons in the closing moments of the first half, fielded a kickoff and returned it all the way inside the 10-yard line of Fenton. And unfortunately, there just wasn't enough time for Maine East to cash in. It was first and goal with under 8 seconds to play, and they weren't able to cash it in, but they did receive the ball here. Second down, 9 yards to go. Overload one side of the formation to the Blue Demons. Out of the shotgun, Devitt takes, handoff, and Bobowick gets into the second level. They'll make it number 8. Isaac is on the play, takes the ball up near midfield. First down and way more, all the way up to the 49-yard line of Maine East, getting ready to cross over into Fenton territory. O'Neal Isaac on the play there. Nice running and power to get to the second level and bulldoze his way for extra yardage. First and 10 here in the early going. Maine East on the drive. Out of the gun. False start. That's going to be a false start and encroachment unless they were drawn off. One thing that Maine East has been doing has been employing a hard count. And it looks like that time it was against the Blue Demons. They moved first. And so it's a 5-yard penalty, although Fenton must have thought it was a 20-yard penalty. Seemed like they were going all the way into Maine East huddle there. It was kind of funny. So instead of being near midfield, ball's at the 43-yard line of Maine East. Four wide receivers, 3 to the left, single back, out of the gun. Men in motion here. They're going to overload the right side again. See what happens if they have a similar play to the last one again. Yep, going to the right side, but this time Fenton is all over it, able to penetrate the backfield and tackle Isaac for a loss of yardage. Again, penalties continue to hurt the Blue Demons. Had some momentum, quickly swiped away by an offside penalty, and now a loss of yardage on a run. Second down and 15 yards, but it's more than that. It's about second down and about 22, maybe 20. Three wide receivers, two to the left, one to the right. Change the play call here at the line. Devitt looks it over. Takes a snap, back to throw. Had some time. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to scramble. And he's tackled after a gain of maybe about 5 yards, bringing up about third down and 15 yards to go. So third down, 15. Kind of get the feeling this is a big down for Maine East. They're down by a lot of points here, but it is a new half, and they've had some progress. See if they can get the first down here and keep this moving. But third down and 15 is not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. Number 12 looks like he might be coming on a blitz for Fenton. Looks like he's going to get ready to go. Out of the gun, no, he's going to stay put. And penetration immediately, and Devitt is brought down for a sack by number 56 of Fenton. Number 56, Miguel Garcia, the 200-pound, 5'8" senior. Fenton has some size on their team. It seems like almost every name I'm calling is 200 pounds or more, 6 foot tall or more. Maine East does not have that kind of size for most of their players. And it is fourth down and long once again, as Maine East is going to be in punt formation. See if they can pin them back. Maybe get a turnover here on special teams. That might be nice to see. Snap is good. They had a low snap earlier, and the kick is away. It's a short kick. It's going to roll. Fielded by number 9 as he breaks to the outside. Crosses midfield and into Maine East territory. Taken out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Flag on the play, out of bounds, and you hope that's not a late hit against the Blue Demons. There is a flag on the play, and you hope it's not a personal foul against the Blue Demons again. It is against the Blue Demons. So a tackle out of bounds, unsportsmanlike conduct. Again, Maine East beating themselves tonight. And now you've got first down inside the 30-yard line of Maine East with Ethan Doliente looming large here as the ball carrier. Let's see if Maine East can stop him. He's able to run roughshod through the defense during the first half. Let's see if there's been any adjustments that Coach Winkle has been able to make to stop this man from tearing him apart. This time back to throw. He's going to rifle a pass and wide open. Pass is complete. Beautiful pass caught in stride by number 2, Andre Bess. It was Andre Bess ran right up the seam, and a beautiful throw by Kyle Casiopo. And just like that, it is now a 35-0 Fenton lead over Maine East. Fenton here for the extra point. Again, the wind continuing to blow right through the uprights in the north end zone. Snap is down, hold is good, kick is up and through. And Fenton now leads Maine East Blue Demons by a score of 36-0. So with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to play, Fenton leads over Maine East by a score of 36-0. And still some activity here on the field. I don't know. False start during the extra point attempt for Fenton, so the kick is not good, and they're going to try it again after they back him up 5 yards. Kick is up, and this time it is no good. So the penalty costs Fenton a point. The score remains 35-0 Fenton. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here in the third quarter play at Maine Memorial Stadium. This is WMTH-TV, and this is varsity football. Fenton sent to kickoff again for the Blue Demons. Michael Bobowick is back deep. Mendoza puts his leg into it. Fielded by number 2. Couldn't get the edge. Gets a few yards. Still on his feet. Good return. All the way up to the 35-yard line of on the kick return. Juan Cabrales. Maine East has first and 10 at their own 35. 7.5 minutes left to play third quarter. Again, first year on the with the new coaching staff for Coach Winkle, and it's going to be interesting to follow the Maine East Blue Demons this season to see how they respond. They're not strangers to this type of adversity, but Coach Winkle may be, and to see how they respond, because the goal is very easy. It's a very simple goal moving forward for this team. It's to clean up the false starts, to clean up the pre-snap penalties, to clean up the drop passes, and play a cleaner game. As number 7, Raymond Knopf, the backup quarterback, or the other quarterback, gets sandwiched on the play after a short game. Call it a game of about a yard. Second down, 9 to go. Now number 13, Josh Devitt, back in. Four wide receivers. Again, shifting and overload that right side again. Maine East must have saw something they like. They seem to, anytime they do that, seem to try to run over to that side. And that's exactly what they're going to do, but they had some success in early on, but Fenton seems to be penetrating now that side with ease. So you're getting some backside penetration or meeting the ball carrier there, as we have a Fenton player injured on the play. Injured player is James Deckert, the 210-pound tight end / defensive lineman. He's a 6'1" senior. Appears to be in some degree of pain. Might be some cramping. Injured player off the field. Third down, about 15 yards to go here for Maine East. see if they can get something going. Looks like they're going to overload the left side this time. Try the play to the other side, perhaps. Out of the gun. Devitt takes. This time he's back to throw. And again, offensive line for the Maine East Blue Demons just not able to give Devitt a clean pocket, and he rolls right into where the pressure is coming, and he gets sacked. And just like that, it's 4th down and even longer to go. Fourth down and long, and it looks like, again, Maine East is going to have to punt. Good snap. Kick is a short kick, fielded by number 9. Who turns on the Jets, making the sideline. He's still on his feet. He's going to cut inside. Flags all over the play. Initial signal is he did run it all the way into the end zone, but there are some flags all the way back at the 30-yard line. I think this one's coming back. There was a vicious hit there on special teams during the return. The officials might have called a flag in that for leading with the helmet. We're going to see what they are doing. They're huddling up to talk it over. Possibly they pick it up, but of course, one of the biggest issues in football right now, of course, is head injuries and head trauma, and the officials are trying to do everything they can to make sure that the game is as safe as it can be, understanding that it is tackle football and injuries are going to happen. Still waiting for an indication. Now they break. And looks like the touchdown is not going to stand. Personal foul against Fenton. So 15-yard penalties from a spot of the foul. So instead of it being a touchdown, Fenton is looking at a 1st down and 10 almost all the way back at midfield. He's going to count it off all the way, yep, right at midfield. So 1st and 10, Fenton right at midfield here. About 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter as they lead over the Blue Demons by a score of 35-0. Again, story of the game offensively for Fenton has been their bruising ground game, led by number 34, Ethan Doliente. He is still in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, single wide receiver right. He's going to pitch it over to Doliente, and he just turns on the Jets, burns puts a big vicious hit on the defense there and takes it all the way to about the 10-yard line. Tackle finally made by Baltazar Cabrales. So not only does he have size, he's got some speed. Ethan Doliente and the ball carrier on 1st down. Takes it all the way. And some late flags here. Some tempers are starting to flare here. Flags on the play. We'll see what the call is. Doliente, the ball carrier, took it up to about the 5-yard line. And you hope it's not against Maine East to take this again half the distance of the goal. But down in the trenches like that, usually it's something like a face mask. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blue Demons. That's just frustration. That's frustration. They had some good things going early on, did the Blue Demons, but penalties have killed them, and they've just had no answers for number 34 tonight. Although the penalties, I guess, offset. So now it's 2nd down coming up. And second down and 3. And number 34 takes it close to the goal line, but looks like he's going to have the first down. It's going to be a first down and goal to go situation for Fenton. About 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter of play. And they are on the drive, threatening to punch in again. Give Doliente, and he gets it over the goal line. Touchdown, number 34, Ethan Doliente. Maine East has not had an answer for that large running back for Fenton, and the score is now by a score of 41-0 as they get ready to line up for what I would assume be the extra point. They were going for 2 early on, but at this point in time, the score this much in favor, I doubt they're going to want to try to pile on any more points. Kick is up and good, and just like that, it is now 42-0 Fenton over the Maine East Blue Demons. I'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight's broadcast. Again, we were not able to live stream tonight because, well, we should have Wi-Fi in the press box and normally do, but for whatever reason it was not functioning tonight, so we were not able to get our signal up to broadcast. Just so you know, if you're wondering what happened to the Cube, that website is no longer functioning, so we are going to be broadcasting all of our live content for the 2018-2019 school year. Until further notice, we'll be broadcasting on YouTube. If you want to know how to find that, just go to WMTH-TV on YouTube and you subscribe to our channel, and we'll be live broadcasting everything from performing arts events to volleyball games to basketball games to football games like this one. So again, if you're seeing this broadcast, it's been uploaded to YouTube after the fact. So we apologize we weren't able to bring it to you as a live stream tonight. But we're just fortunate we were able to bring you anything at all, because early on it looked like the rain was going to be a big issue. And we kind of cut our crew in half just to cut it down to one camera just in case of rain. Our cameras are pretty expensive, and we want to make sure that we're going to keep them dry. And it was a much less riskier proposition to only have one camera than our normal 3. But we will be doing more football games, especially homecoming at the end of September, as that kick goes out of bounds. So the Blue Demons will have the ball, I believe, at their own 40. Bit of a break here for the Blue Demons. First down and 10, Blue Demons. Looks like Raymond Knopfs, the other quarterback for Maine East, is going to run in for a series. I don't know if he's playing quarterback or if he's lined up. It's another position. Number 2, Cabrales looks to be injured as he runs off the field, limping. Fumble on the field. Looks to be recovered by, can't quite tell who got that. Maine East retains possession on the fumble. Second down, about 15 yards to go. Fenton must be really strong up the middle defensively, because I've not seen Maine East, particularly in the second half, I have not seen a lot of runs directly up the middle. It's been a lot of sweeps to one side or the other. They're trying to overload one side of the offensive line to overwhelm one side of the defense, and unfortunately it just has not worked. Fenton's been able to answer with some penetration and a lot of loss of yards in the backfield. Let's see what they do here on second down. There, that time they try to run between the tackles, but they're still trying to bounce outside. Still on their feet, good running there. Gets it up to the original line of scrimmage. Balthazar Cabrales with some good running, some good hard charging running. Gets all the way up to about the original line of scrimmage, bringing up about 3rd down and 10 or 9 yards to go. We got an injured player on the field. Can't quite see who that is for Maine East, but it appears it's number 7, the quarterback, Raymond Knopf, is being tended to by the trainers. Seems to be holding his right knee, and we hope that it's nothing too serious here. Good to see number 7, the quarterback, Raymond Knopf, jog out the field under his own power. Seems to be okay. Might have tweaked a knee, but doesn't seem to be too serious. He goes back to the huddle. He's going to go off at least for one play. We'll see if he comes back in. So Josh Devitt is back in under center for the Blue Demons here, looking at a 3rd down and 10 yards to go, thanks to some good hard charging running by Balthazar Cabrales. This time those 2 players in motion, instead of lining up next to the offensive line, are going to be out wide. Back to throw is Devitt, and he rainbows a pass intended for number 3, and that's going to be a flag on the defense. I guarantee that's pass interference. Had his arm all over number 3, Matthew Maselli. That's going to be a 1st down for Maine East. Always have to check. I'm used to watching pro football. So pass interference in high school is not a spot foul, in case you're wondering, watchers. It's just a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. But, hey, it's a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. 1st and 10, Blue Demons midfield. In the closing moments here of the 3rd quarter, about 1 minute and 35 seconds left to go. We do have a running clock now. Devitt keeps it, and he's going to scamper forward for about 5. Second down and about 6 yards after the 4-yard gain by Devitt. Into the closing minute here of the 3rd quarter. Four wides, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Devitt looks things over. Changing the play at the line, still out of the shotgun. Looks to the sideline. Back to throw. Another rainbow pass, this time number 2, going to fall incomplete. Not a very accurate throw, intended for Juan Cabrales, but looked like Cabrales may have run an incorrect route. It looked like he cut inside and the ball was going to the sideline. So the ball hung up there for a long time, so it's probably better that he did make the wrong cut. Had he made the right one, the defender was all over it. It would have been an incomplete pass, or worse, it would have been an interception. That's going to conclude the end of the 3rd quarter of play here at Maine Memorial Stadium, where Fenton leads 42-0. As we get set to begin the fourth quarter of play, I'd like to thank everybody who watched tonight. I'd like to thank our crew, producer Mikey DeCalongan, my lone camera operator Kenshin Polenton. I'd also like to thank Pallavi Raju, Sabrina Stearns, Susan Georges. This was supposed to be the rest of our crew, but we kind of thinned it out due to the inclement weather. But those individuals were gracious enough to help us set up. It's always kind of a chore to bring all of our equipment out to Maine Memorial Stadium. Maine Memorial Stadium is not right next to the school. It's a bit of a hike. As we have now 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Shotgun formation. Devitt takes. Completes a pass to Balthazar Cabrales, who is going to be tackled short of the first down. Again, temper's starting to flare there. Balthazar Cabrales is a little hot-headed right now, but luckily no flags were thrown. Both teams able to kind of get their players over to each side. So it's going to be 4th down and probably about 3 or 4 yards to go. It'll be interesting to see what Maine selects to do. They probably don't want to have any more points scored against them, but at this point they probably wouldn't hurt them to go for it either, although I do think I see the punter now in the lineup, although no, it looks like they are going to go for it. So 4th down. Back to throw. Rifles a pass. Incomplete. Broken up very well by number 30. Good play on the ball by Andre Reed. Not the Buffalo Bills wide receiver, but Andre Reed of Fenton High School there to break up the pass. And because that pass falls incomplete and it was 4th down, it's turnover on downs. Fenton on now with the ball at their own 46 or 47-yard line. Clock continues to run, just getting to about 10 minutes left here in the game. And again, thank you for coming out. We had a great crowd out here tonight. It's not too bad of an evening, all things considered. It looked like it was going to rain. It has not happened. And also like to thank the Maine East Blue Demon Regiment, the wonderful band directed by the very talented Mrs. Pam Holt. Drum majors this year are Oliver Taluchter, Abigail Roman, and Jasmine Moraga. And their songs this year, their show for halftime performances is going to be West Side Story. Best time to come and see them is any time that they're home, but especially it's good to see during homecoming. The way the Blue Demon Regiment likes to work things is they work songs and slowly build until they have a full show. So tonight was kind of a shorter show for the Blue Regiment, just did one song, but from the West Side Story, the iconic musical, but over time they'll get 3 or 4 different things going. So it's always a fun thing to see. So please come out and support the Blue Regiment and support your Blue Demons. 1st and 10 for Fenton at about their own 48-yard line. And ball carrier takes it forward for a gain of about 3. Number 31, the ball carrier, Joseph Potke, the running back, 155-pound, 5'7" junior. Ball right up at midfield. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Shotgun formation. Handoff again to number 31. Gets another couple yards. Fenton now has some different players in the lineup. You might have noticed that number 34, Ethan Doliente, is out, as is starting quarterback Kyle Casiopo. We now have backup quarterback Nicholas Ben, the 135-pound, 5'9" sophomore. Gets his chance under center for the first time in the varsity game. Handoff number 31 again, and this time he is stuffed and drilled back. Next to no gain, maybe a yard. Get inside about 8.5 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Good stuff. 4th down, 5 yards to go. And at this point, I would imagine that Fenton is going to bring their punt team out. Being ahead by 42 points, I don't believe they're going to need to go for it on 4th down. Michael Bobwick deep to return, and of course Michael Bobwick had sort of, I guess I would call it the play of the game here for the Blue Demons. In the waning moments of the first half, he received the punt and returned it all the way back almost for a touchdown, aided by a face mask at the end of the play. Brought it all the way to 1st and goal at about the 5-yard line for Maine East. Only problem was it was inside of 10 seconds. There's only about 8 or 7 seconds left in the half. And Maine East just couldn't do anything with it with that little time left. They weren't able to execute and get it into the end zone. Kind of the story for the night, especially for the offense. The offense did a lot of really good things early. They were moving the ball pretty well, but just incomplete passes and other miscues, a lot of pre-snap penalties, kept putting them in negative situations. And the game of football is too hard to beat yourself at it. And I know it's easy for me to stand here in the booth and just say these things, but hopefully it's something they'll continue to get better. It is only the first game of the season. It's a new coaching staff for the Blue Demons, and we hope that it will continue to improve here as we move forward. Folks, it started to have a light mist blow onto the field here, and it's getting our camera wet, so we are going to go ahead and wrap our broadcast up with about 7 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. Fenton is leading over Maine East by a score of 42-0. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us tonight for WMTH-TV. I'd like to thank our producer, Mikey D. Kalangan, camera operator, Kenshin Palantin. I am Mr. Ash. This is WMTH-TV. Thank you for watching. Final score to be determined, but as we leave, 42-0, Fenton over Maine East High School, the opening game of football season. This is WMTH-TV. Thanks for watching.